So multiple ways of achieving this is possible, and some computers may have these based on whether it's a latest one or old one. The different slots are available, so you should be aware of what slots are offered in your computer and answer accordingly. So with time we will not be able to go through the entire course in this manner, but we will select one more area and quickly go through another aspect of learning objective.
Yes. Like again we relate to the main learning outcome, and we talk about a sub learning outcome called troubleshoot systems. So students at the end of this course should be able to troubleshoot systems. So again they follow the same resources. We have Peter Norton's Introduction to Computers, Scott Muller's Upgrading and Repairing PCs, and also the student guidebook and the LMS. So this should help students to do this particular course.
Yeah. So once again, similarly, whatever the details of which pages to refer and so forth, all would be available for any selected topic. So we will go through another question to see again how you would access similar material and how you would attempt to answer. So next question we have selected, what should be the first steps taken if the computer is turned on but the monitor does not display anything. So basically when you switch on a computer, you may come across this type of situation. So if you haven't done this activity practically, you will have a problem in identifying what should be the steps, but if you have done, you will automatically know it's a simple question. So again what support you have in the system?
Again we have a set of steps that we have given students on how to troubleshoot a system when the system gives problems. So here will be we have on the LMS another example, and similarly we have a set of icons where student can click and get more information. So we have the basic set of rules that the students needs to follow. In addition to this, we expect students to gain the skill of troubleshooting, like we call it deductive reasoning. Like if one doesn't work, you find what could be wrong with it using logic. So we expect students to gain that knowledge as well. So we have given the basic steps or the fundamental steps of doing that, but we hope that the students will get the skill of doing it, because knowledge is not useful if it's not applied. So we hope that students will gain the practical skill to do it. So if you look at the answers, basically we say restart the computer, change the VGA card, change the monitor, check if the monitor is turned on, check if the monitor cables are correctly connected. So if a student has gone through this activity, which we probably mentioned in the LMS, students will be able to easily find out using their logic and common sense that the answer is check if the monitor is turned on, because that is the most the first thing you should see if your monitor is not functioning, and then maybe you can move on to checking whether the cables are connected properly and whether the brightness and the contrast are adjusted, and then you can restart your computer, and then if that doesn't work, you can check whether your VGA card works, and even if that functions well and still it's giving problem, you can try changing the monitor. So students have to gain that skill of deductive reasoning and using logic and common sense to solve problems.
So so there are various reasons why the computer may not function at a given time, and so you should know most of the possibilities, and then your study process you should try to familiarize with them, because you may not come across all of them, but some situation you may suddenly come up, and then you should know what step to do. So here all the question is may look straightforward, but based on the situation the complexity increases, and so here we are just referring to diagnosing a problem with the computer monitor. And there can be many other issues where sometimes your software may not work or whatever, then you should know how to troubleshoot. So that particular chapter will try to focus on addressing such issues. So finally we will look at basically the final aspect of the examination process, the assessment task. Can you elaborate on how the learning activities and things would be tested for certification purposes?
Yes. Well, actually we have a final examination and 2 assignments, and most of them would have already taken the first assignment on the LMS, and actually we will be relating all our questions to the learning outcomes. So we will be assessing whether the students have achieved the required learning outcomes, and our activities in the syllabus as well as the LMS, and also the material in the guidebook and the reference books are directly related to the learning outcomes. So ultimately our questions will be based on assessing whether the students have attained the learning outcomes.
Yeah. So now if you go back to the learning, the main learning outcome itself, you mentioned about installing, configuring and so forth. So you will do sub activity related to them through the learning process at different steps, and as a result at the end of the course you will got the relevant knowledge needed for that. Not that you are straight away going to install is configure is what is expected. It's much more than that, because there are so many internal steps you have to go through and be familiarized, and that's the knowledge we'll be assessing. And the assessments given through the LMS is the first step to check your knowledge, because you have a choice to come back and retry if you fail in the first instance, because in the final exam you have not, that option is not there. If you fail, then you have to wait for a longer period to retry, whereas this learning process you will know you have not studied this enough, and then you can spend more time and cover up the whatever the required material. So with that we have address what we wanted to focus with respect to what you should look at and study with respect to this particular course, and we wish you all the best in your studies. Thank you.